Greetings, fam! This video is in response to Seth Andrews by way of the Thinking Atheist asking for stories from ex-believers sharing why or how they left. Let's jump into it. Hi, my name is Dan, and I left because I had the courage to honestly question my own beliefs. I am a professional massage therapist. I went to school for massage therapy from 2006 to 2007. As you may or may not know, the massage industry is deeply steeped in alternative medicine, woo, and pseudoscience. One of the things we were taught in my training was a procedure known as ear candling, also called ear coning. This is where you take a tube made of linen cloth soaked in wax, stick it in your ear, and light the other end. Supposedly, the chimney effect creates suction which draws the wax and other debris out of your ear. I was thinking it would be a pretty easy way to make money. Just stand in a dark room with soft music playing and lighting candles. I mean, sign me up, right? But the candles are kind of expensive. So I started hunting around for the supplies to make my own. Figured it's just cloth and wax. I could do this, right? Then I ran across a website claiming that the practice was bogus. Instead of just skipping it, I took the time to read through it, and it raised some serious questions. In pursuit of the truth, I designed an experiment. I took one of the candles and used a tiny glass bottle to simulate the ear canal. Then I performed the procedure and checked for the ear wax inside the candle when it was finished. There it was, despite no ear being present. It turns out that ear candling is, to be blunt, total bullshit. That discovery started me down the road of exploring other aspects of alternative health and pseudoscience. Homeopathy I had already completely dismissed when I first heard of it. That was so blatantly garbage, I didn't even bother investigating. We watched The Secret movie in class, and I recognized that as a repackaged form of the health and wealth gospel I'd seen so often in Christian circles and criticized as a Christian. One after another, all sorts of pseudoscience, superstitions, and bogus beliefs crumbled under the light of skeptical examination. Dowsing, horoscopes, faith healing, Ouija boards, psychics, and on and on. Eventually, I came up against my own faith beliefs. How could I have critically examined all of these other beliefs and not examine my own? Intellectual honesty compelled me to move forward. As I investigated, I heard of people like Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens. I read their books. I started to do the rounds of the new atheists and others' debate videos and counter-apologetics videos. They got me thinking in ways I hadn't before. They got me asking questions I had never thought to ask before. And they got me to really challenge what I had been taught by church authorities that I'd been raised under. Eventually, I came to the point where I'd stopped believing before I was willing to admit I had stopped believing. It took me longer to get to that point, but again, intellectual honesty drove me forward. To thine own self be true, as Shakespeare wrote. That is a very important concept for me. I don't know how we can properly deal with the rest of the world if we are not striving to be honest with ourselves first. Now I feel like I've woken up, like I'm actually seeing the world for how it really is for the first time in my life. Ironically, 1 Corinthians 13:12 actually feels more meaningful to me now than when I was a Christian. Now I see through a glass darkly, but then face to face, it's written. I remember being taught that that concept of the words was like a sooty or smoky glass. It's hard to see through, but then when the soot is cleaned away, you can see what's really there. It's what inspired the name for my channel because it's how I feel now that I'm out. Like the soot has been cleaned away and I can actually see the world for what it really is for the very first time. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this. As always, be safe out there and be kind to one another.